At L&M Fine Jewelry, we hand select our diamonds to give you the very best prices possible. Monty knows a great deal when he finds one. Find your great deal at L&M Fine Jewelry.
Your diamond destination.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. Today, we are breaking down Idaho versus UC Davis, the Big Sky Conference game of the week. It's probably one of the games of the week in the country. Idaho was ranked number 4. UC Davis was ranked somewhere within the top 15. You know, they fluctuate within like 5 or 6 points, depending on what poll you were looking at, but they were a pretty ranked team. They were a ranked team as well, so a ranked matchup. 2 really good teams in the Big Sky Conference. Idaho, I had been very high on Idaho and their defense coming into this game, and the way they looked at the start of this game, it looked like they were going to run away with it, but, you know, UC Davis showed that, you know, they don't flinch. They're ready for any task. They're ready for any challenge, and they kept their head down and were able to bounce back in this game. It was an amazing game to watch. It came down to the wire, honestly. I mean, it kind of came down to the wire. UC Davis was up pretty big, but Idaho fought back throughout the game, fought back to make it a closer game, and ended up being a 2-point game at the end. And, you know, UC Davis got the win. Miles Hastings played a really, really good game. 25 for 32, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Land Larison really didn't have a crazy game. I mean, he made an impact, obviously, as Land Larison always will. I mean, he had a pretty big game. 4 receptions, 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 18 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown. And he even threw, he was 3 for 3 for 38 yards passing the ball. So when you talk about Land Larison being the offensive player of the year in the Big Sky Conference last year, he does it all. He's a really big piece of that UC Davis offense. Without him, I don't know what they would do. They have some really good pieces outside of Land Larison, but Land Larison really makes things go for them, and, you know, he's a really great player. Jack Wagner ended up getting benched. He had 2 interceptions, a touchdown. He was 13 for 25, 178 yards. So once again, just like last week, he was like a hint above 50%. This week, again, he was a hint above 50%. They brought in Nick Yosefek, who was 9 for 19, 96 yards and a touchdown. He really created kind of a spark for them later in that game that kind of propelled them back into it a little bit, but it was too little too late. There was some rough interceptions from Jack Wagner in this game, and we'll break it all down. Make sure you guys leave me a like. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys comment down below, and we will get straight into it. Okay, so like I mentioned, Idaho started this game off fairly hot, even though right here, first snap of the game, you're going to see the snap go a little astray, but Jack Wagner's going to corral it in and maybe turn it into a positive when it potentially could have been a negative. 2nd and 8 coming up for Idaho. Jack Wagner's going to drop back, get it out to his receiver Dwyer, who's been a really reliable target for him this year. He ended the game with 8 receptions, 114 yards, and no touchdowns. But, you know, he's been a really good player this year. He's been playing pretty well. He's one of the better receivers in the Big Sky Conference. F. Chisholm, Junior Bergen, Jordan Dwyer's up there on that list right now in the Big Sky Conference as well. But they're going to get it to Elisha Cummings here, and he's going to break it out. Looks like they're running a little outside zone here. He's going to find a seam there and get upfield for really, really good yardage there. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho. They're going to fake on the play action, trying to throw it deep, and Jordan Dwyer sitting in the middle of the field waiting for the ball. I don't know what they ran. It seems like he's running a seam here. So you got Jordan Dwyer here out of what looks kind of like a bunch set. You got the tight end and a hip. You got your receiver right here. Your other receiver on his hip, and then you're getting Jordan Dwyer down the middle of the field, and he's wide open making the catch. Trying to see what coverage they're running. I mean, this safety is extremely high. I mean, even before the snap, he's 15 yards deep and getting close to 20 yards when the snap hits. And then you got a third here. Seems like it's a cover 3 with that safety, middle field safety playing really, really deep. Jack Wagner finds him in the middle of the field, and Jordan Dwyer makes the catch. Really good job there. 1st and 10 coming from Idaho. Seems like he's looking at the fade down here from Jordan Dwyer, but, you know, not really a window to throw that pass. Trying to see the coverage here from the defense. Seems like number 4, Harst. I think that's Harst. Harst, your receiver Tony Harst, gets open in the middle of the field, but Jack Wagner must not have liked it. I don't see them having a safety above here. I think that's a referee down there. But either way, Jack Wagner doesn't like it. He's going to end up scrambling, and he gets close to first down yards. He's going to be down a few yards short of the first down. 2nd and 4 coming up for Idaho, and they're going to run it to their receiver, Cortez Meniver, and he's going to dive over the pylon. They ended up looking at this, but it ended up being confirmed as a touchdown. Idaho takes the early 7-0 lead. 3rd down for UC Davis. Hastings is going to drop back and get the sack. Idaho, as we know, they have probably one of the best pass rushes in the Big Sky Conference, and we're going to run a little stunt here down here. You're really trying to steal the eyes of the guard, so you want to have 2 guys on one, so you get the guard and the tackle blocking one guy. The tackle, there's not great communication. That's why a lot of times with offensive line, when they teach them, they want them to keep their hips straight. So if teams do stunts like this, it's kind of hard though when somebody kind of, like this defensive tackle starts to get past you. You got to turn your hips, and in turning the hips, you open the window for number 51 to get a free run to the quarterback, and number 15 gets there as well. So really good pass rush there from Idaho to get the sack on 3rd and long, and they give their offense the ball back, who's off to a quick start. Running back Nate Thomas getting downhill on the power run play. Really looks like power run play, inserting that receiver up in there as a blocker, and then on the linebacker, and then you get that other lineman downhill as well. They get about 5 on it. 2nd and 5 coming up for Idaho. Emerson Cortez Meniver is in motion, and then looks like a little pin and pull action. So you're pinning with your tight end, guard, and backside guard, and then you're pulling. Is that the center and tackle are pulling around. Center and tackle are pulling around, and they get blocks, but good play from UC Davis to get them down on the ground. Not before we get the first down though. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho, and they're gonna run the reverse to Cortez Meniver, and he's getting good yardage, decent yardage. He gets about 6 or 7 on 1st down. 2nd and 1 coming up. 2nd and 1 coming up for Idaho. And they're going to run the RPO, and it's going to be incomplete to Dwyer. So not something you've seen a ton from him this year is drops. But Jack Wagner liked it. They had off coverage. He's running a slant on the RPO, and it just is off his hands. It's a little high, but you'd love for him to come down with this completion. Love for him to come down with that. 3rd and 1 coming up for Idaho. They're running a little boot action here, and they get it to the receiver, Hamper, on the deep corner. So here's Mark Hamper on the front side of the formation. He's going to run the corner route up there and get open. Good route from Hamper. I think we got I didn't put the route on here, but he ran a really good route later on that I'm going to show. And, Mark Hamper's a good receiver as well for Idaho. Idaho's got some decent receivers. Mark Hamper, Jordan Dwyer, they're 2 number 1s. But Emerson Cortez Meniver is a fast player. They weren't 3-1 for no reason, that's for sure. Here you go, hand it off to Elisha Cummings, or that might be Nate Thomas. Hand it off to Nate Thomas, and he gets about 2 yards on 1st down. Drop back pass, getting it to Nate Thomas, who's getting close to 1st down yardage, around the 5-yard line on 3rd down. 3rd and 1 coming up, and they get it in the end zone with Mr. Nate Thomas getting downhill, getting in the end zone. Touchdown, and Idaho takes the 14-0 lead early on in the game, and they're controlling things right now. They were controlling things right now, but UC Davis is going to lock in and start to fight back. Here you go, getting it to the over the ball route to their tight end, number 23. He had a good game. Winston Williams, he's going to make some pretty big catches in this game, including a touchdown pass later on in the game to really kind of seal things for UC Davis later on in the game. But 2nd down coming up, naked boot here for, not even naked boot because you got the tight end still here, but is he considered like blocking for him? Either way, a boot here to UC Davis, and Hastings is going to get it out to Tompkins, who gets decent yards and gets forward for the 1st down. Really good job for Hastings to keep his eyes downfield. 3rd and 6 coming up for UC Davis, getting out to Land Larison on the quick screen, who gets upfield. Really good job. They get Land Larison the ball any way they can, get it to him on a pass, get it to him in the run game. Any way they can get the ball in his hands in the space, they're doing so. 1st and 10 coming up for UC Davis. Drop back pass, getting it to the receiver across the middle of the field in that seam window. Looks like he's widening and getting back to that seam window. Seems like they're running a double post, kind of from like a tight set. So he looks like he's widening out, fanning out on that release and getting back inside, back to that seam area. Can't really see the coverage downfield, but they get the big time completion on the explosive for UC Davis. 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. RPO, trying to run the RPO and hit that inside bang to that slot receiver. Looks like he might have had an opportunity to get it, but that linebacker, number 31, jumps up and gets the pass break up. Really, really good job there. 2nd and 10 coming up for Idaho. Throwing the fade route to the receiver, number 4, who ends up being Chaz Davis. This is one of his only receptions in the game. He had 2 receptions for 31 yards and this back shoulder touchdown catch. Really, really good job. Great ball from Miles Hastings. Really good play. I like the release here. Watch how he sets it up here at the top. Watch how he sets this up. Freezes him. Separates. Doesn't leave space for the throw, but then goes vertical and tries to catch the ball at its highest point and makes the touchdown catch. Really, really good job there. Here you go. 2nd down for Idaho after UC Davis scores, making it a 14-7 ball game. And Jack Wagner's rolling out. The film cuts out here. The thing cut out here, but you get to see Jordan Dwyer made the catch on the sidelines, got the foot down. If you can see it right there, got the foot down for the catch. Really, really good job there. 1st and 10, RPO, and they're getting it to Jordan Dwyer on the slant. So they're running the slant bubble RPO, and this is what you want. He's watching this guy right here. Here's your read. Here's your read. Got a inside zone RPO. It looks like a zone type RPO, but you're watching this guy. That's who you're reading. He really could have thrown the bubble too, given how this guy is not really triggering on anything. He's just kind of in limbo. But Jack Wagner decides to the slant, and it's a great decision to Jordan Dwyer for about 15 yards. Could maybe even another explosive there. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho. They're going to hand it off to Elisha Cummings, who gets upfield for maybe 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now. Jack Wagner's dropping back, and he's going to take the sack. Really good play there from the UC Davis defensive line. They're only rushing 4, and they just stay home, and eventually Jack Wagner's not able to find anything downfield, and it ends up being a sack. 14-7 ball game, 12 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. 3rd and 10 for Idaho, and he's rolling out. And he's finding his receiver, but it's broken up by the UC Davis defensive back. But Jack Wagner keeping his eyes downfield on 3rd down, trying to make something happen. And it's incomplete. Tough play intended for Emerson Cortez Minyiver, and they're not going to be able to complete it. Here you go right here for UC Davis. Going it to receiver number 8, who is Samuel Batu Jr., He had 3 receptions for 21 yards. He's going to get it right here on the quick out route, or even looks like a stick route. So this is a stick concept. You got the arrow right here from your tight end, and then your outside receivers running the stick concept. He's going to tight turn it because there's somebody outside of him, being that backer who's separated with the tight end on the under. But this is what you want it to look like. You want to open up that window for the stick route. He kind of stemmed inside, maybe even a little bit on that stick route, but just hook it up. Don't go out, and right there you get the ball for the 1st down. Good completion, good route concept right there on the 2nd down. Getting it to Len Larison, who didn't have a ton of rushing yards. They gave the ball to him 18 times, but he only had 46 yards rushing. So not a ton of success on that Idaho defensive line. Honestly, UC Davis only had 26 rushing yards in this game. Yeah, 26 rushing yards. So, I mean, statistically, Idaho looks like they should have won this game. But when you watch the game, that is not how it worked out. Let's see the total yardage. Idaho had 459 total yards of offense. UC Davis had 312. So statistically, if you just looked at the box score, if you're a box score watcher, you'd think that Idaho won this game just off the. But I mean, if you look at the interceptions, turnovers will kill you. And Idaho had a few turnovers, and that really hurt them. So you're going to get the naked boot here for UC Davis. Not even naked boot, because kind of got this tight end in here protecting, but you're trying to make it look like a stretch play, and then you're rolling back the opposite direction, and your tight end hooks up after making that block, and it's a really good play right there. Great job from UC Davis. Drop back pass for UC Davis, trying to throw the sucker route, and Not so sure what. I don't know if number 8 maybe didn't know that they were running the sucker play, but he's kind of right in the way of the ball. He must not have got word of they were running the sucker because they try to fake that they're throwing the arrow right here. It gets these linebackers right here, but then number 8 kind of pulls coverage over there. Either way, good ball from Miles Hastings on a back shoulder, and the tight end gets the first down. Really good job there from number 81, Josh Gale, I believe that was, making that catch. Now they're down in the red zone territory of Idaho. They're going to hand it off to their running back, their other running back, number 19, Mateo Perez, and he gets tackled right outside the 5-yard line. They're inside the 5 now, 1st and 4. They're handing it off. Land Larison is getting downhill, breaking tackles, getting close to the end zone, but he's not able to get into the end zone. A lot of trash going on in there, a lot of hats in there. Looks like they're running kind of looks like counter, but he's not able to get into the end zone. Not exactly. 2nd and 1, they're going to run it. They're going to pitch it to Land Larison, who gets outside to the pylon and gets in the end zone. Really, really good job there. Just trying to out leverage them, beat them to the pylon, and number 4 is getting a decent block, but he had leverage on him, but he still gets in the end zone. Great job. And UC Davis, just like that, tied up the game. 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and after starting off a little slow, allowing Idaho to get downhill real fast on them, get points up on the board, UC Davis is going to tie the game up. Drop back for Jack Wagner on 1st and 10. He's going to find Jordan Dwyer along that sideline on that deep out route. Here he is right here running a deep out, and I like that move at the top. You can't really see it a lot, but you see he starts to set up the rocker step at the top of the route, and he gets the catch right along the sidelines. Really good job. There's some throws that Jack Wagner makes that are just really, really great. But then when you look at the numbers after the game, it's just man, he was 50% completion. Really? He's a good looking quarterback, but for some reason, it hasn't always looked the greatest. And it doesn't always work out. But here you go. Hand it off to Nate Thomas, getting downhill. Zone run play. And he gets decent yardage on 1st and 10. 2nd and 5 coming up. Handing it off to Nate Thomas again. Outside zone this time. And he's running. Really good run play right there for Nate Thomas. That must have been his long run of the day where he had 22 yards. Really good job there. Great hurdle right there. Get over those arms. Good play. Good play right there. Here you go. 2nd and 9 coming up for Idaho. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pitching it out to Elisha Cummings. Man, this is what you can expect from a Coach Eck. I mean, I don't know if Coach Eck is the one calling the plays, but they do a lot of tricky stuff like this. So jet motion, coming across, faking the pitch, which even the linemen are blocking like it's a pitch. And then it's going to be a flea flicker, trying to get it down the sidelines. And good coverage by UC Davis. Good eyes. Good eye discipline from the safety. Somebody's coming. When you see stuff like that, something's coming. And he trusted his eyes, and his eyes rewarded him. Great play right there from the safety to be there. 3rd and 9 coming up for Idaho. Around 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Jack Wagner's going to scramble out and get out of bounds before getting to the first down. They give the ball back. I don't remember if they went for it they went for a field goal and they got it. Yeah, so 17-14 ball game. Idaho over UC Davis. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. UC Davis is dropping back, and it's going to end up being a sack for number 15. If they gave him a half for that other sack, this would be a sack and a half for him. Miles Hastings looked like he was about to throw the ball, but right before he was about to throw the ball, he didn't, and number 15 is beating up that left tackle over there. Really good rush here. Getting outside, bending the corner, getting to the quarterback. Big time sack right there. Big time sack. 2nd and 19 coming up for UC Davis. They get the ball out to Land Larison. Really good block here from this receiver. Number 8. Almost even like a blindside block. He's not even looking at him. But really good block. Stay on him. Lock up with him. And UC Davis gets upfield close to the original 1st and 10 line of scrimmage. 3rd down. Get it out to Land Larison, who's making things happen. Almost gets to the first down, but Idaho's able to bring him down. Keyshawn James newbie hustling to get to him. Really, really good job there. Great play. They punt it away to Idaho. Idaho's got the ball back. 17-14 ball game. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Get it out to Jordan Dwyer on another RPO slant. and he's unable to come down with it. Great play from this defensive back to knock it out. Jordan Dwyer had hands on it. It was a little bit of a harder catch. Jack Wagner kind of leaded him out there, but man, good play from that defensive back. Great job. 3rd and 10 coming up for Idaho. 3 minutes to go, and Jack Wagner is going to get a little pressure, and he's not going to step into the throw. He's going to throw it real quick, and it's going to fall incomplete. UC Davis has the ball back, and man, Tommy McCormick. I put this on here because Tommy McCormick making a play, playing in the box. He's obviously a safety. He's playing in the box, sees the run play, triggers on it, and goes and makes a play. Really, really good job there from Tommy McCormick. Really, really good job. 2nd and 10, 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, and it's going to get batted down by that defensive line. I think Tommy McCormick, once again, getting the pass breakup right there. Really good eyes, really good hands to see when the quarterback's hands separate from the ball to get the pass breakup. Great job. 3rd and 10 for UC Davis following the 2-minute. I don't know if this was after the 2-minute timeout or before the 2-minute timeout, but I don't know who they threw it to, but the film cut out. Oh yeah, it ended up being a fumble right here. Really big play here from UC Davis. So I put the other view on here, but really good play here from number 7. Watch it from this angle. He's going to get it right there. Strip the ball out. Really, really good play from him. Great heads up play. Tough play for Tompkins of UC Davis, but really good play from the cornerback of UC Davis, of Idaho. Really, really good job. They're going to run the reverse pass with Tony Harst, and right after getting the fumble, right before half, they could have got 3 right before half, but this is where turnovers will kill you. So Jack Wagner had 2 interceptions. Tony Harst also had an interception, and this is just an inexcusable. This is really just like an inexcusable turnover right here. Like, obviously, you're doing this. You want to create a pass, but like you got pressure in your face. And you're on your back foot. Like, who the hell do you think you are, bro? Like, this is not it. And then also, there's only one Idaho defender down here. All you got to do, you're already out of the pocket. Throw this away. Like, what are you doing on your back foot? 3-on-1. I mean, that was a terrible. Tony Harst, I'm sorry. This is a terrible play. Absolutely terrible play. You cannot make that mistake at all. Absolutely inexcusable play right there. Absolutely inexcusable. 17-14 ball game. UC Davis is now backed up. They're going to try to run it. They end up running the clock out and take it into half. They get ball back after half, and they're going to run a little trickeration, getting these guys. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Watching ball. It looks like he's going to hand it off. Everybody stops their feet, and when they recognize, number 1 still has the ball. CJ Hutton still has the ball, and he's taking off with speed. Really, really good job. This is when the film kind of cut out, but he had a really good kickoff return to start the half. Really good kickoff return where he gets down inside the 30 to start the second half of play. Really good job for UC Davis. And this is when UC Davis really started to take over this game. Idaho wasn't able to get much going in the second half. And next play, right after that kickoff return, a couple plays later, they get Land Larison on the play action. So that's what I meant with, like, statistically, Land Larison didn't have a really big game, but if you watch the game and you watch some of the plays he made really big plays, this being one of them. So they're gonna get the linebacker caught in man coverage with Land Larison, which is a matchup as an offensive coordinator you like. I like Land Larison, the offensive player of the year last year, the reigning offensive player of the year in the Big Sky Conference, against a linebacker, any linebacker in the conference. I like it. Now the ball was a little short, but this is why Land Larison is getting looks for the NFL, because he makes plays. Really good play right there to get in the end zone and make that catch from the running back position. Really, really good job there. Great play there. Great play there. Decent ball from Miles Hastings, but really good play call from UC Davis. And UC Davis's offensive coordinator, and UC Davis is going to take the 4-point lead early into the second half. Really early into the second half. 14 minutes to go in the second half, in the third quarter, and they already got the 4-point lead. Really quick work by UC Davis. Great job right there. Drop back for Jack Wagner. He's finding his receiver, Hamper.
Are you ready to tackle your next real estate adventure? Whether you're hunting for your first home or diving into big league land acquisitions, Array Real Estate is in your corner. At Array Real Estate, they are not just a real estate team, they are your agents for life. Array Real Estate's mission? To help you crush your real estate goals one deal at a time. Array Real Estate's roots run deep in the heart of the Pacific Northwest as proud alumni of the University of Idaho. With offices in Coeur d'Alene and Seattle, the team is here to give you a legendary real estate experience. Your success isn't just a goal, it's their top priority. Everything from cozy homes to land development to commercial spaces, Array Real Estate has you covered. They are all about making your real estate dreams come true with a dash of Vandal pride. Ready to make a move? Visit ArrayRealEstate.com and join the fun on Instagram at ArrayRE. Let Array Real Estate turn your dreams into wins. Array Real Estate, your go-to team for all things real estate and proud sponsors of Vandals Weekly. Array Real Estate will make real estate magic with you.
On the deep out, maybe even deep corner. Really good job right there. Watch him lean to the. So this is like a sail corner, but watch him lean inside before he takes that. This is definitely a sail because you see the receiver. Once Mark Hamper catches it, you see the receiver trying to work in on the post. You see he's trying to work inside. He's not still outside the numbers or close to the numbers. But you got this over from this in route from Dwyer coming over as well. But the sail route from the corner sail from Mark Hamper is beautiful. You see him lean to it, then get to the corner. Jack Wagner puts a really good ball on it. Great ball from Jack Wagner. Great completion right there. Really good drive from Idaho starting up right here. 2nd and 8 coming up. And you get it down to your receiver. I think that was Tony Harst, I think was out there. Can't really see the number. Great. But I think that was Tony Harst on that completion right there. But good ball from Jack Wagner. Yeah. So Tony Harst right here. They replayed it. He ran the out and up, making it look like a wheel. And he's going to go back out, maybe even back down the stem on like a comeback. Really good job right there. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho. They're going to hand it off to Elisha Cummings, who gets upfield and lowers the boom. I kind of think like if he would have made like a cut, instead of like trying to truck him, if he would have cut and went that way, he maybe could have scored. I don't know. 22 was coming in there. You know, there's a lot of hats around him. Really good play, though. Really good play from Idaho. They're going to play action fake. Not even play action, but RPO fake. Cortez Minyiver really is not open on this. It's covered really well from the defensive back. Great job here from the defensive back of UC Davis. Tough play right here from Jack Wagner, who tries to throw the RPO. I don't know if the run play really would have been there anyway. UC Davis was getting pretty good push up front, but it ends up being nothing. Here you go, 2nd and 7 coming up. They're going to go the jet sweep to Cortez Minyiver, who's got blocks out in front. Tackle getting out in front, tight end getting out in front, and your running back out in front, but UC Davis is there to make the play. 3rd and 5 coming up. Once again, seems like another RPO. So this is really like a man beater. Seems like a man beater. A lot of times when you run this slant fade, inside fade concept, it's in order to beat man. They got this one high safety who's in there, so if they really wanted to throw the slant, but they didn't really try to get the rub in it anyway, so it doesn't really seem like they're trying to do that, but it seems like they're really genuinely trying to hit the slot fade. But it definitely seems like it's an RPO. Either way, they throw the slot fade, and man, the defensive back is there. He gets his head around. No PI there, but just a really good play. Mark Hamper seems like he might have had a chance to catch it. Seems like his hands were a little late getting there, but good play from UC Davis. 4th and 5. Now, I thought this was a questionable call. There's been some of these from the Idaho team at times. I'm not a head coach. I've never coached before, but this was one of those calls where I was like, take the points, man. Like, make it a 20-21 ball game. You did end up losing by 2. So maybe if you take this 3 right here, who knows, you might end up winning the game by 1. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. It sounds good after the fact, but, you know, they might have agreed with this call at the time. It might have made sense at the time. So, you know, I'm not going to 100% say it was the wrong call, but I don't know. Jack Wagner's going to scramble out. It's going to be a simple drop back pass. Nobody's going to be there. UC Davis is going to play a ton of covers. They're going to drop 8. So, you know, every window is basically covered, and they only have 4 out on routes. They end up getting the running back out late, but once he tries to find somebody in the back of the end zone, he had to float it like that because there's a bunch of guys underneath, and Elisha Cummings is just too short to make that catch. UC Davis gets the ball back around the 10-yard line, and they're going to hand it off to Mateo Perez, who gets maybe 2-3 yards on, second down? He gets about 2-3 yards on second down. 1st and 10 for Idaho. Oh, wait. What is this? I don't even remember how Idaho got the ball back. I don't even remember this, but somehow Idaho had gotten the ball back. I don't think it was a fumble. I think UC Davis had punted it away, and somehow Idaho got down back into UC Davis territory, and this is one of the questionable interceptions by Jack Wagner. He's just going to drop back, and I don't know if it seems like his receiver kind of quit on the route, to be honest. I don't know what happened here. I don't know. Without knowing the route concept, it's impossible to know what happened, but it kind of seems like they're running like a corner concept. So right here, he's running the out, and then your inside receiver is running the corner. And it seems like Jack Wagner was anticipating him running that corner, and he kind of got rerouted by this safety, and he was unable to get out there. If you see, this safety is going to make contact with him, and Jordan Dwyer doesn't continue his route. Jack Wagner just blindly threw it out there. He was probably hoping Jordan Dwyer was out there. He's not, and it's a bad interception when they really did not need it. 8 minutes to go in the game. UC Davis got the ball back around the 30. And once again, that Idaho defensive line is still very good. Number 5, their defensive lineman. Man, look at this rush. Look at this handwork. If you can see it, really good hands. Swiping that right hand of that guard away. Really good job. Getting to the quarterback. Man, what a rush. I mean, Idaho's defense is no joke. Their defensive line is no joke. They play at a high level. Offensively, they got to be able to get things going as well. They hand it off to Land Larison. He's getting downhill. This might have been one of his biggest runs of the day. 1st and 10. Idaho's got the ball back now after UC Davis's drive, and Elisha Cummings being patient in the backfield. They're running a little power. Guard pulling around. He's trying to wait for that guard. Guard doesn't end up really doing anything, but Elisha gets the first down. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho. They had Elisha Cummings in the flats. Maybe he didn't like it because that corner's kind of hanging out right there. He's trying to look for something downfield, and he eventually gets back to Cummings. 2nd and 20 coming up for Idaho after a penalty, and they get it to their tight end. Their tight end, number 84, Alex Moore, on what looks to be like a spot route, just a basic spot route, getting in that window, vacated by, so you got the horizontal stretch with a flat from your running back, you got the corner route to Dwyer, and then the spot route. Basic spot concept is what I call it. He gets to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up for Idaho. They're going to hand it off to Cummings, who makes a good move, but is unable to get to the first down. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4 instead of punting it, and they're running a mesh. And man, just another bad play from Jack Wagner. So they run the mesh. Nothing is really there. He gets a little pressure. Cummings picks up the pressure, but the pocket closes down on him, and he spins around. This is like if you guys are tapped into social media and you've seen what what's his name? Gosh, Will Levis has been doing with the Titans. This is very similar to that. Like, just not the smartest play. I have no idea what he's doing. I think he was looking for number 14, but 14 had stopped running, and I don't know. This is just a really bad interception. Really terrible interception. I mean, look at Coach Eck. He's just devastated. He's like, completely devastated. This is a rough play. That first interception, maybe he was trying to run the deep corner. Maybe they weren't able to connect on it, but this one is just absolutely inexcusable. Inexcusable right here. Tough play right there on 4th down too. So in theory, you were going to punt it back away, but you would have punted it away, and they wouldn't have had field position. I mean, you're going for it on 4th down, so either way they were going to get the ball back right there. So I don't know if that's the worst play, to be honest. Either way, they're going to throw the tight end screen right here, get it to their tight end, Josh Gale, who's getting upfield, and barrel him forward for really good yardage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Man, this is maybe one of the throws of the game. Maybe the throw of the game. Land Larison's going to get the handoff, and he's going to throw the running back. He's going to throw from the running back position, and it was a wobbler but defensive back had his head turned, and his guy comes down with the catch. Number 23, Winston Williams, who was their second leading receiver with 50, well, he's actually tied for receiving with Land Larison with 54 receiving yards and a touchdown. My goodness, he had the longest reception with 31 yards. My goodness, what a play. What a ball from Land Larison. Not the greatest ball. It got the job done, though. Really good catch, though, from Winston Williams. Really good job there. Miles Hastings is going to scramble, throw it towards the sidelines. Nobody's there. Here you go. 3rd and 10 coming up for Land Larison, or for Miles Hastings. They're going to throw what's his name? Looks like Winston Williams. Looks like he's at like the halfback position, H, because they got a tight end on the line of scrimmage. They're in 12 personnel, maybe 22 if you want to call it 22 or 21 personnel. But they get the play action to the running back, but nobody really bites down on the play action. He pulls the ball. It's really a tight window throw. This is an amazing throw by Miles Hastings. This is a tight window throw. A lot of people around the ball. He gets it to him for the touchdown. Really, really good job. Great play from Winston Williams. Great freaking play. Touchdown. And now UC Davis has an 11-point lead with 1:40 to go in the game. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho. Here you go. They're going to hand it off to Nate Thomas, who's getting downhill, who always runs behind his pads, and he's getting about 6 yards on first down. 2nd and 4 coming up, 58 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Nate Thomas once again, but UC Davis is there, and they get the tackle for loss this time. 3rd and 5 coming up for Idaho. 13 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. They got a new quarterback in too. I didn't mention that. I did not mention they put in their 3rd string now quarterback, because remember, Jack Wagner was the 2nd string. Nick Yosefek is the 3rd string quarterback now. So Idaho really looking for a spark from the quarterback's position. It'll be interesting to see who they start next year. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Nick Yosefek is a freshman. I don't know if he's a true freshman or a redshirt freshman, but he's definitely a freshman from Walla Walla. Is that Washington? Walla Walla, Washington. Not sure where that is, but they get the pass interference right here. Yosefek trying to throw it downfield to Mark Hamper, who ends up drawing the pass interference penalty from the defensive back of UC Davis. That's going to give him the first down. 1st and 15 coming up for Idaho. He's going to throw the pass to Mark Hamper, who makes an amazing one-handed catch on the sideline, but he was a little injured from that play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 17 next. Not even next, but now they're faced with a 3rd and 17. It kind of had like cut out. This is all they had on the TV copy, but he was hurt. Quarter ended. Now it's the start of the 4th quarter, and you got Yosefek rolling out, trying to hit his receiver, and it's going to be incomplete on 3rd and long. Tough play right there. Idaho's defense and offense, I mean, they weren't super flashy statistically. UC Davis didn't play an amazing game. They didn't turn over the ball a ton. I don't think they had any turnovers, actually. Yeah, they did. They lost that one fumble, but no interceptions. They actually had 3 interceptions, and that ended up being the difference in the game, man. Turnovers will lose you games, and turnovers will win you games. So even when you're not at your best, you can win when teams are turning over the ball. Miles Hastings right here looking for somebody. He's going to find his tight end, Winston Williams, after the pump fake on Tommy McCormick. And they get decent yards. 3rd and 4 coming up for UC Davis. At this point, UC Davis is just trying to take care of the ball, keep getting first downs, and let that clock chew, because they didn't score any more points after they got the 28 with Winston Williams. So they're going to get it out to Mateo Perez right here on the swing route, maybe even a wheel. He just got the ball to him now, and he's going to get forward for the first down. Really good job for UC Davis. 1st and 10 coming up, 13 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. They get the quick screen out to the receiver, number 8. Can't even find him on here. Sometimes these numbers aren't always accurate. Oh, number 8, Samuel Batu Jr. Great name, Samuel. Great name. They get it to number 8, Samuel Batu, who gets upfield and gets about 5 or 6 yards on first down. 2nd and 4 coming up for UC Davis. Little play action to Perez. Miles Hastings going to keep his eyes downfield, and he's going to find his receiver, number 1, CJ Hutton. Really good job from Miles Hastings. Maintains being a passer. Rolls out, trust it, get the ball out to your receiver. Really good job. Really good job to CJ Hutton for the completion. 2nd and 6 coming up for UC Davis. He's going to drop back. Hastings is going to drop back, get it out to Mateo Perez, but really, really good job from the linebacker of Idaho. Really good job to fight through that block of the tight end, fight through the block. Man, really, really good job here. Look at him. Arm extension, get back, get down. Great job from Idaho's linebacker right here. Really, really good play here. This is a strong, strong play. This is a great play. Great freaking play right there on 2nd and 6. 3rd and 8 coming up for Idaho, for UC Davis. They're going to run the boot right here with Miles Hastings. And, man, they're going to get the 3rd down completion to Tompkins. I want to look at what the 3rd down numbers were because UC Davis has made some really timely 3rd down. So even 3rd down efficiency, they were 4 for 13. It looks like Idaho was better. They were 8 for 15 on 3rd down. So, I mean, statistically, from all standpoints, Idaho was better in this game. It just, UC Davis just, the turnovers, man. The only thing I can point to is the turnovers. I mean, when you turn over the ball, it is very, very hard to win a game. But let's look back at that completion one more time. On the boot, 3rd and long, 3rd and 8, and very great ball to his receiver Tompkins, who makes the catch along the sidelines. Really, really good job. Really, really good job from Miles Hastings. Great ball, great play. I mean, just beautiful. Just beautiful. 1st and 15 for UC Davis. Looks like they're trying to run a double move. Looks like they try to run a double move. He's going to get pressure in his face. He's going to scramble and get down for a decent gain. 3rd and 5 coming up for UC Davis. Once again, they've chewed like four minutes off on this drive alone. What was the time of possession? UC Davis even lost the time of possession battle, which you see a lot with Idaho, with the coach team. Idaho, you know, that's how they've been the last 3 or 4 years. But man, they lost in every statistical category and still won this game. Penalties, they even lost the penalty battle. I mean, every stat you look at, UC Davis was down in this game. They'd be red and Idaho would be green. They were both over 2 on 4th down. Completion percentage is where they were probably better. Turnovers, they were better. But everything else they were down in, and they somehow won this game. Somehow. 3rd and 5, they run it to Land Larison. He's short. They're going to go for it on 4th and 2. Now, if there was ever a questionable call by UC Davis during this game, this was definitely one of the most questionable calls of the game. I do not know what they were doing on this call. I don't know what they were trying to get to. I don't know what the point of this was. There's guys moving before the snap, so illegal formate, there's more than 5 guys in the backfield. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the backfield. There's only 4 guys on the line of scrimmage. This needs to be flipped. There needs to be 7 on the line of scrimmage and only 4 in the backfield. Either way, they're all wrong, so they weren't even going to get it anyway. But then they run the play, and they get it out to Tompkins, who's tackled short of the line to gain. I mean, just bad all around from UC Davis right there. Just bad all around. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho. Joseph Eck is going to roll out, and he's going to get it to his receiver Dwyer, who makes the catch. Really, really good job there. Really good job. Joseph Eck's going to go to work now. This is a really good route from Jordan Dwyer. I put this one on here. They had the solo shot of him. Really good job on the rocker step. Get out. Get back down the line of scrimmage. Get back down your stem. Be quarterback friendly and get the ball. Really good job there. 1st and 10 coming up. 1st and 10 coming up. They're going to throw the back shoulder. Try to get the back shoulder to Dwyer, and they're not going to be able to complete it. Tough play right there. 2nd and 10 coming up for Idaho. 7 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the 4th quarter, and they get it off to their tight end on the spot route. So basic spot concept. When I say basic spot concept, if you watch this channel, you know what I'm talking about. Spot, corner, horizontal stretch. Tight end on the spot. He gets the catch. Joseph Eck's going to roll out now on 3rd down, 3rd and 5. He's going to get the 1st down and then some. Really, really good job. Seems like he's pretty good on his feet compared, like he's more like Jack Lane on his feet than Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner doesn't run a lot, and he doesn't seem like that's something he really cares to do. But they're going to run the quick hitch to the receiver out here, Cortez Menyiver, and he's going to get upfield for about 7 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 3 coming up for Idaho. Drop back for Joseph Eck. And I honestly thought the tight end, Alex Moore, got the 1st down here. They ruled him short. That brings up a 3rd and 1. Joseph Eck is going to keep it. And, man, that one looked close too. But they gave him the 1st down on that. That one looked like he was like, I mean, I don't know. He gets down, I guess he got it. Barely. 1st down, 1st and 10, 5.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. and they get it off to the receiver, Tony Horst, on the, so it looks like these guys are in the same area, but it looks like he's trying to run a hitch, and this guy looks like he's running a hitch, but he's trying to get in that window of inside that guy who's moving outside with the horse. I don't know what they're trying to get at here, but it looks like they're all jumping up because they got a horizontal stretch with the swing here. Looks like both these guys think they're running the spot route, but then you got a tight end on the course. So this might be like a chair concept. So they're both running spots. One's getting inside. This is probably supposed to be more like an OTB, so he's probably supposed to be more inside. Then you got the corner from the tight end, because that was something they ran last week against ACU. Go watch that breakdown if you haven't seen that one. But good route, good completion to the receiver. They get a first down on it. 1st and 10 coming up. Rolling out for Josefek. He gets it out to his receiver, and man, the game probably would have been, this kind of could have effectively ended the game, man. Like, this was tough right here. Tough. Almost intercept. Can't believe they didn't come up with the catch. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it hit the ground, so it wouldn't have even counted anyway, but still, scary. 1st and 9 coming up for Idaho, and they try to hit Jordan Dwyer on the back shoulder. Little high. He kind of had a window to make the catch. Like, if he would have thrown it low and away right here, he probably could have made that play, but little high for him right there. They're going to go 2nd and 9 now. Well, it's really 2nd and goal on the 9-yard line. Josefek's going to roll out and get out of bounds around the 7-yard line. 3rd and 7 now. And Josefek is going to drop back, and UC Davis gets to him right around the line of scrimmage. They end up kicking the field goal, making it a 28-20 ball game, and UC Davis could run the ball out. They could run the clock out, but are they going to? Are they going to run it out? 4.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10. UC Davis is going to hand it off. Not even. So they're going to keep it. This was a really good fake, because I swear, every time I watch this, I swear Land Larson has the ball. Every time I've watched this. Either way, it's going to end up being a boot, and they're going to get it out to the receiver, who ends up running like a curl. He's getting in that window. That linebacker doesn't see him behind him, so he works into that window behind the linebacker. Good ball from Hastings, and Hutton gets upfield for more yardage. Really, really good job from CJ Hutton. Really good job from CJ Hutton. How many did he end with? Hutton ended with 48 receiving yards, so he's their 3rd leading receiver since Winston and Land Larson were tied for 54 yards. They get it to Hutton once again on the next play on the screen, and he gets about 5 yards on 4 yards. That was a 2nd down. He gets about 4 yards on 2nd down. 3rd and 5 coming up. He's dropping back and throwing it deep, and man, Tompkins was out of bounds, and it's going to be incomplete. They're going to give the ball back to Idaho, and Idaho's got a chance to tie the game up and potentially win it. 20-28, 2 minutes to go in the game. 1st and 10 coming up. Josefek's going to throw it out to Dwyer, who makes the catch. Really good job right there. 2nd and 2 coming up for Idaho. He's getting it out once again to Dwyer, who's becoming, he's been their number 1 receiver, but, they get the ball to him a lot. On the corner, he's not able to get out of bounds, but that brought up the 2-minute timeout. 1st and 10, 2 minutes to go in the game, and they're just not on the same page. I don't know what he was trying to hit down here. Definitely seems like, not so sure what they were trying to hit down here. Dwyer looks like he had an out, but, Josefek just threw it out of bounds. Tough play right there. 2nd and 10 coming up for Idaho. Dropping back, gets a little pressure, and he's going to scramble and get upfield. They reviewed this to see if it was targeting, but, Ford barely even made contact with him. He barely made contact with him. 1st and 10 coming up, 1:30 to go in the 4th quarter, and they get it off to their tight end, Alex Moore, who gets out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:30 to go. 2nd and 1 coming up for Idaho. Drop back for Josefek. Dwyer gets a step, man. They get him in man coverage. Dwyer gets a step, and man, he just a little bit outside. He made the catch, but if you see right there, he made the catch and his right foot came out of bounds. Tough play right there. 1st and 10 coming up for Idaho. They're dropping back. Josefek gets the ball off, and it's to nobody. I think, I don't know what they were trying to run here, but it seems like a lot of times they're not on the same page. Maybe he was trying to hit this corner route, and he thought Dwyer was going to take it a little higher. He ends up taking it flat because of the man coverage of UC Davis, and incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up, 1 minute to go in the 4th quarter, and they get it out to Dwyer, who gets out of bounds and gets close to first down yardage. He doesn't exactly get it. 3rd and 3, 1:04 to go. Josefek's going to drop back. He's going to scramble and turn it into a really, really big play, getting inside the 20 of UC Davis. 1st and 10, 40 seconds to go in the game, and they're going to throw it up to Tony Harst on the back shoulder, and Tony Harst makes a really good play. Oh, not Tony Harst. That is Cortez Minyiver. Emerson Cortez Minyiver. Really good play here from Josefek. He missed it earlier on Jordan Dwyer on this same play, and this time makes it right, gets the touchdown. Emerson Cortez Minyiver brings them within 2. 2-point ball game. 44 seconds to go in the game. 2-point conversion. And what do? Fake jet sweep, trying to run a rollout and trying to find somebody in the end zone. He targets Jordan Dwyer, but it's too high, too far out, and UC Davis is going to get the win. UC Davis beats Idaho 28-26 in a crazy ranked matchup. The Big Sky game of the week. It ended up being the game of the week. It was a great game to watch. It was back and forth. UC Davis was able to come through with the dub. Idaho kind of shot themselves in the foot at times with their turnovers, some crazy turnovers that they had. I know they're going to look back at that game and say, look at all the good that we did, and with all that, we turned over the ball and we weren't able to get the dub. So make sure you guys leave me a comment. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video. Let me know what you guys thought about this. What do you guys think about Idaho and UC Davis's matchups coming into this week? And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. See ya.